Praise God. My name is Pastor Christian Aliddeki. I stay at Bugema. I want to tell you about my life. I was born in 1945, March 29. My father was a teacher, and my mother was a house manager, a home manager. But she was my first teacher. She taught me how to read alphabet and some words, and she taught me how to read the Bible. When I went to the primary school, the primary school to which I was taken by my parents was called Chabakadde Primary School, Church of Uganda. Those days it was NSC, Native Anglican Church, Chabakadde Primary School. So it had classes 1 to 4. When I went to P1, I was so bright, and I finished it very quickly. I went to P2. Then in P2, they saw that I was brighter than the rest, and they took me to P4 instead of P3. So I did 4 classes in 3 years. So I wrote, there was an examination which was set, and we wrote those examinations, and I went to P5, and that was to another school. The other school that I went to is Najjanankumbi Church of Uganda Primary School. I went to P5 and P6. And after P6, we wrote 2 examinations, one from the central government and one from the Buganda government. I passed well with the Buganda government, and I went to Junior 1 Buganda government school. And that was Kalinabiri Secondary School, where I went for J1, but I didn't stay there long because I had an accident. I broke my arm in the month of March, and also broke it again in month of June. So I spent that year now sick. The next year, my parents decided that I go to P6 again. I did P6 again at Bamsuta Primary School, and I did very well, and I went to Mukono, Bishop School Mukono. That's why I did my junior school, J1 and J2. And after J2, I went to Namutamba Teacher Training College to study, to be trained as a teacher. And we spent there 4 years. After training, during the 4 years I was there, we had some pastors who visited us, Adventist pastors, who visited us and taught us some prophecies, Daniel and our times, and Revelation, and they gave us some lessons from the Voice of Prophecy. So we studied those Voice of Prophecy lessons, and we got some message. We got some Adventist message. And at home, my father was also a book reader, so he used to buy some Adventist books, and we read them. Now, when I graduated as a teacher, I was sent to Lamagabi, Church of Uganda Primary School, as a teacher. And while there, I got a friend who was a nurse or health visitor. Mr. Chimakai was working in the next hospital, the nearby hospital. So we got friendly, and he used to come and we studied the Bible together in my home. He was a good singer, and I also used to enjoy singing. So we sang some songs, some new songs that he had from the Adventist books, and also he sang from the Church of Uganda books. And he also had lessons. He taught me some lessons of the Bible. And while at that school, when I was posted at that school, my wife-to-be was also posted at that very school. And for her, she was already an Adventist. And Mr. Mackay, an Adventist, came and visited me, and we studied the Bible together. And we had another teacher who was coming from, was a student from Makerere. We used to study the Bibles together some days in a week. And I used to ask questions because I had some prophecy lessons that I had learned. I had some questions that I asked, and he was very bright to answer them well. So one time he invited me to go to visit his church. I went, visited his church, and from that day, I didn't stop. Even if my other friend who was coming from Makerere wanted me to visit his church, which was a Catholic church, I went there anyway. I went and visited the church, but I didn't enjoy the service as I enjoyed in the other simple church, the Adventist church at Kayunga, SDA Church. So when I joined, I was put in the Bible class, and because I had some classes from the Voice of Prophecy, and I had some lessons with him at home, and the lesson that we had at church, it didn't take me long to get baptized. So I was baptized. And when I got baptized, I enjoyed the services of the church, and God kept on blessing me. And one time we went to visit the camp meeting at Najjanankumbi. From there, we had a preacher who was coming from the General Conference. His name was Bob Spangler, Pastor Bob Spangler. He preached, and I can even remember some of the experiences, some of the illustrations he mentioned in his sermon that time. At that very time, he called some professionals, some teachers, some nurses to join the church service. And I felt as if he was talking to my heart. I accepted, and after the service, I went to the vestry to tell them that the message, I wanted to join the church service. I didn't know where the schools were. I didn't know where the Adventist schools were. But I said, whoever there, I am ready. I'm a teacher. I can join and teach church schools.